So I want to welcome Sherri Donohue to the stage. She's going to be coming on here in a second. There she is. Yay. Hi, Sherri. Thanks for being on.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm so excited about this.
You're so wonderful. So Sherri, I actually met her through a past client of ours, Sydney. And she might mention how we met, but we met through Sydney. And Sherri was like, tell me more about this Kimberly, because she didn't know me. And so she got into, I think maybe our membership program, and then she got into our 12-month group coaching program, and then recently ascended to our highest level coaching program we have. I mean, she is committed, she is serious, she is all in. She shows up to all the calls. She'll tell you about it, but she didn't have it like really dialed in on social media, like really who she wanted to work with. And she's got it dialed in. She has all the things happening, but she shows up. She's such a great example of a goal digger. And I want to duplicate her and clone her and have all my students be like her. So I wanted to introduce you guys to Sherri. And if you're on Instagram, you'll just have to listen. But Sherri, tell everybody a little bit about like your background and like before you met me and kind of where you were at to look at coaching with me. Give them just kind of bring everybody up to speed.
Sure. Actually, my former life, I used to teach in the medical field. So I used to teach clinical lab medicine to both the human and veterinary fields. And I just went, no, this is somebody else's dream, not mine. So I left to become a glass artist, and that kind of really didn't work. I still play around with glass, but I realized that's not me. And it was through an adventure because I say a near black belt in Kung Fu because the only thing I have to do is grade, but I refused to grade because I saw what was going on and I went, But anyway, through that tenure, I had to do a 2-kilometer run, and I couldn't do it. Like who runs? Like, I'm from the farm. The only time I ran was when my horse was out, or I was being chased, or I was running to get to first base because I used to play fastball. And it was through this whole thing that it ended up that I had to go into, my team decided they were going to go into a mud run. And I'm going, 6 kilometers? Who runs that far? Like, I can't do that. Well, it ended up, long story short, through that, is that I ended up realizing I didn't die. And I realized that I wanted something more. And what I wanted was a race up here that is called Canadian Death Race. And I wanted to form a team, and I wanted to be on it. And not everybody goes in Death Race. And it ended up that I thought, well, if God willing is supposed to have me in there, there's going to be a team. And yeah, there was. Through this race, I discovered there was something about me I didn't know. And that is I'm an endurance athlete. I actually am a long distance runner. I run 100K races, 50K races. And it was through that whole journey that I realized that there was a gap. There is a gap in the coaching that's out there, who it's designed for. And if you're particularly at the back of the pack, and especially if you're endurance, you have different needs than the rest of the population. And that's including the rest of the population within the running community. So I went from that. I've been with other coaches before, and I found it wasn't my style. They were focusing on something else. And it was with another coach when my friend Sydney, we were driving to a convention because true story, airfare was much cheaper in the US than it was in Canada. So we went on a road trip, and she goes, you got to drive my car because I got to be on these coaching calls. And I'm like, okay, I'll drive your Volvo. Hey man, my truck to a Volvo. Sure. So I was driving the car. I was driving along and just looking at the scenery and the whole bit. And Sydney was on her call, and this Kimberly Olson was on there, and I didn't hear words that were said. But if you ever heard to do like a muscle test or an energy test to see if it's right for you, well, I'm sitting here driving, and the next thing I know, I'm leaning over.
I'm a magnet.
Honestly, I was leaning over, and I asked my friend, what the coaching program was about. I asked what is she doing with that? And through the weekend, I said to my friend, okay, I want on her email list, and I want her free stuff, because if I don't like her free stuff, I'm not going to like her. So True story. And I looked at for me too. And it ended up that I started with one of Kimberly's free events, and it's the 3-day intensive that was the gateway.
Hey, Gold Digger, are you ready to slay sales like a boss? If you are, I've got something for you. I've got a full boot camp ready to go for you so that way you can learn not only how to find people on social media to talk to, how to be able to rip the Band-Aid off and ask them if they'd like to take a look at what you have, whether you're a network marketing, direct sales, a course creator in the service-based industry, a coach, but you've got to find a way to bridge the gap between finding the lead, qualifying them, making the offer, closing the sale, and obviously putting a solid follow-up system in place. And that's what I have for you. So what I'm going to have you do is register for the boot camp. I'll be live every single day during that time together. And you'll also have an opportunity to watch some replays as well. So look below this video so you can grab that button and get ready to slay sales like a boss. Wow. Yeah, because it's coming up on a year. I feel like I've known you my whole life. So I know. So, and I had a chance to meet you in October in Austin, which was so cool. Okay. So I know like you kind of knew what you wanted to do, but what have you gained from the program so far?
I will say in a short sentence, I've traveled so much farther and so much deeper than I have in all my previous years of coaching beforehand.
Wow.
That's legit. And what I gained, the tangibles, I really got very, very clear on my avatar. I kind of sort of knew like, yeah, this direction, but it's kind of sort of knew, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Putting together my offer, I had no idea. And so in this, I very clear on my offer. I was once told, well, you really got to get out there because your client isn't going to come up to you and ask you to coach them. That's not true. I had a client show up pretty much up my nostrils and say, will you coach me? And that is true. It was my high ticket offer. And yeah, I have a coaching client, and I became so much clearer of who I am.
Some love in the comments, you guys. Give Sherri some love for that. Got her first client.
And yeah, I found out who I am, what I have to offer, my avatar. I've got a client. I have a live show that when Kimberly was talking about the live show, yes, I absolutely have a live show on Facebook. My social media is much more clear, and I am on a platform I said I would never go on, and I'm on it and I'm loving it. It's TikTok. So
you were kicking and screaming a little bit about that one.
I was kicking and screaming. Yes, I was, but I got on and I'm like, holy cow.
Love it.
These are doing good.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting over 1,000 views in some of your lives, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. The latest one I did with a friend of mine on how to prepare for the mountains is sitting at 1.5K views. And the best one I've had was with a race director that I'm also associated with, a running group, with a running company as well too. Yeah. We had just about 4,000 views.
You guys hear that? Like tangible, real result. Real quick to wrap it up, will you tell them the experience you had with me when you had that client show up out of nowhere and us putting that package together and how I was able to help you? Do you feel like I was accessible? Do you feel like there's personalized attention? In a group coaching setting, obviously people go, oh, will I even get to talk to her? Will she be there? How do you feel I've been in the process supporting you?
Oh, supportive, approachable, reachable, and also putting in a language that I understand. And because like there's so much, the mind can go really bananas in assumptions and opinions about what this is going to look like. And when you said, the one question you said, well, ask him what he expects in a coach. And I went and asked him, and what he said in the coach was basically what I'm like. And it was actually really, really good. And yeah, I was quaking when I, sent him the offer, and it was like, boom, done. Still deal. But yeah, Kimberly is very approachable. It's there's no hierarchy. And I'll say that it is very much approachable. It spoke my language, and yeah, and very much confidence instilling. And not only confidence instilling, I'm going to insert another word, self-worth. I gained a lot of self-worth in the year. I've got boatloads of confidence, but it was a self-worth that was lagging behind, and I definitely gained that in this year.
Oh, I love that, Sherry. And so many people can relate. How many of you guys can relate with that? That you know deep down, even the procrastination, a lot of times that's a self-worth issue. So I'm really glad that you brought that language to this conversation. I think somebody needed to hear that today. And I knew it would be great for you to just come share your story, you know, with the ladies. So you guys go follow her on social media. Thank you, Sherry, for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.